I heard the silence call my name. Beneath the tide of falling stars, the world kept turning without me. But you waited in the dark. Every heartbeat fades away. Every prayer becomes a ghost. If tomorrow disappears, then let me disappear with you. We are the fire beneath the night, the last two souls the heavens denied. If death is all that's left to claim, then let the darkness know my name. I'll cross forever, I'll break eternity, until the end. You belong with me. Kingdoms fall like autumn rain. Ashes bloom beneath our feet. Every wound became a promise. Every scar became a key. We are the end they couldn't see. The silence of to destiny. Let heaven burn, let oceans bleed. I choose the night, and the night chose me. I choose the night, and the night chose me.
She woke to the sound of the world being ordinary. Cool, silver-gray dawn light bleeding through the thin curtains of the kitchen. Steam rising from a coffee cup left on the counter. A knife where she'd left it beside the board. Everything domestic, and still, and hers. She had crossed back over at dawn. The bond warm in her chest like a second heartbeat. The shadow realm already receding behind the shapes of the waking day. She had the sense that he would come. That the calm was only the surface of something already moving toward her. She was right. The door opened without ceremony, and Azrael came through in a tailored black suit. Coat open, decisive, urgent. He crossed the kitchen in a few long steps and sat at the table without pleasantries, already focused, already operational. There was a shape to him this morning. A concentration she'd learned to read. Something was being brought to her on purpose.
You're early.
What do you know about intent?
Intent?
Yes, in shadow manipulation, what determines whether the death energy does what you want versus what it wants.
Attention. When I gathered the sphere, I was paying attention to it. When the shadows moved toward the Reaper, that was instinct, not attention.
Close. Attention is part of it, but attention without direction is observation. What makes the death energy move is not the fact of your attention. but the quality of it. What were you feeling when the shadows moved toward the Reaper?
Certainty, not fear. Fear was underneath, but the top layer was certainty that I was going to stop it.
Yes, that is intent. Fear is noise. Certainty is signal. The death energy responds to signal and is disrupted by noise. You instinctive uses have been effective because high-stakes situations strip away everything except the top layer. What you need to learn is how to access that certainty without requiring the stakes to produce it.
When do we start?
We started when I asked the question.
The kitchen's edges began to dissolve, not violently. The way the world does when you finally consent to look beneath it. The counter losing its weight. The morning light bending into violet dark. The membrane opened the way a door opens when both of you are already walking through it. She fell forward into the dark. Not in panic, but as a direction. The shadow realm unfolding beneath the floorboards like a held breath finally released. Black-violet void. Drifting motes of shadow. The world stretching into a great, formless depth that had no bottom and needed none. He moved beside her, robes replacing the suit as naturally as weather changing. The bond humming between them, constant. The signal of him, close. They sank, and the realm received them. The dark opened into something enormous. A vast horizontal chamber of wet black stone. A sourceless violet glow. Dense rolling darkness pressing down at the edges and opening into a bowl shape over the center. As if the realm itself had hollowed a space to hold something. They stood small in it. Noel and Azrael in their flowing black robes. Two tiny figures at the center of a vastness that had not been made for them. And yet. Azrael gazed up at the rolling dark overhead. His pale face carried the weight of old familiarity. Centuries of unspoken history, worn the way a stone wears its years. She did not ask. She only waited.
I predate the court's formal training structure by a considerable margin.
Then why didn't you?
Because I trained souls, not beings who might one day train me.
She did not know how to answer that. So she said nothing and took the first step out onto the black stone.
Stand in the center.
She crossed the whole of the vast bowl alone, a tiny figure dwarfed by the wet stone and the violet void, the ambient death energy pressing in around her. A pressure at every depth, formless and everywhere at once. She reached the center.
Feel the realm's death energy, not the bond.
She closed her eyes. And the violet, which she had always felt as the warmth of him, was suddenly a field, a sea, a press of every dark thing everywhere at every depth. It was enormous. Standing in it felt like standing in a dark ocean, currents and motes drifting everywhere, vast and formless, not made for her to claim. She reached. Nothing. The violet simply continued. The motes ignored her. She reached again. And the void did not even notice. From the edge of the space, Azrael watched. His gaze flat, expressionless, waiting for her to find the error rather than showing it.
The sphere had edges. The realm doesn't.
You can't pull ambient. Define a portion first.
He crossed the dark to stand in front of her, not behind her, in front. And the bond's warmth re-established between them, the current of him steady, defining the space she could work in.
Now, your hand.
She raised her hand, palm up. He raised his beside hers, not touching. She visualized a thin letter opener blade. Something narrow, specific, a single clear decision. The air above her palm began to cool. Shadow motes ceased their drifting and flowed toward a defined shape. The blade formed. A flat, elongated bar of dark shadow matter, densifying, hovering 4 inches above her open palm. Solid, distinct, hers.
Don't look at it. You've divided your attention.
She looked away, and the shape did not scatter. It stayed, held, because she had stopped gripping it.
There.
Release.
She exhaled. The shadow bar dispersed back into the ambient violet like dissolving smoke, rejoining the sea.
Again.
She worked. She built it, held it, released it. and did it again. The orbit of her concentration tightened each loop. Build, hold, release. The shadow blade forming faster, steadier, smaller, more precise, until the sweat stood at her temples and the ambient violet did as she willed without being asked. He circled her, correcting her at angles.
Redefine the edges. Pull back the intent. You're still reaching. Narrow it.
And then, without fanfare, it was correct. A blade that came to her hand the way a held breath turns to a word.
Rest.
He came to stand beside her, not in front, and the ambient cold settled equal around them. The bond's warm violet thread drawn close between them. She rolled her shoulders, exhaling, comfortable in the differential of cold and warmth.
How many people take 40 iterations?
Most take longer, much longer. You arrived with a threshold sensitivity.
It makes it available. There's a difference.
The word trained registered on her, and it did not sit right. She watched him, looking up at the rolling bowl of dark overhead, his face carrying the old weight of forgotten, unspoken purposes. She decided not to ask.
What's next?
Projection.
She pushed death energy outward. It dispersed at arm's length, faded. She did it again. And again. 5 quiet failures in a row. The same certainty problem, reframed. Then Azrael moved from demonstration distance to stand right beside her. The cold of him covered her back and her right side. A field behind her, a presence, asking to divide her attention. She refused. She kept her focus. The bond's warmth held steady, a constant, not a variable.
Good. You held it. You've held it through me. What else have you held through?
A memory surfaced on its own, unbidden and certain. Herself at a wooden funeral home intake desk. A ledger. A pen. The register of a woman who knew exactly what she was doing. Not confidence. Certainty. She reached for that. The flat, quiet sureness of a job done 1,000 times, done properly, done hers.
Here.
A single tight, clean violet-black line of shadow energy shot across the stone floor toward the far wall and hit it with a bass impact that rippled the black stone at the point of contact.
Did I just damage the shadow realm?
The realm regenerates. That's what training grounds are for. The force was.
Not much.
Yet.
She worked the hour. The wall took a line, then a cluster, then a constellation of blackened marks. She pushed, hit plateau, pushed. Each step a small, certain widening of the same held intent. By the end, her aim was clean, precise, without hesitation. Azrael called a halt. Noelle lowered her hand. The last 3 strikes had all hit the same point, the blackened mark deep in the wall. She turned to face him. His face was in full forensic attention, and beneath it, something new, surfacing despite his intent.
You felt that.
Neither of them stepped back. The mirroring of close. The bond's warm violet light rose to a personal volume, no longer ambient, but gathered between them.
Every time I did something you didn't expect.
Yes.
Is it the training?
Partly. And what you've been doing with it. Watching you learn this is not neutral.
The confession hung in the violet dark. A managed thing, spoken low, at reduced capacity.
Azrael, you should have said something.
He held through the deciding.
Yes.
And then she stepped toward him. The 2 feet of space between them collapsed to nothing. The cold of Azrael settled around Noelle, a field waiting, at last, for contact, and the bond surged from ambient warmth to something full and luminous. She looked up into his void eyes, stripped of the top layer of management, his own register, the truth of him, unhidden.
Then we should address it, rather than carry it back through the membrane.
The bowl of darkness above tightened and framed them. The ambient violet drew slightly toward the 2 of them, drawn by whatever the realm recognized in their proximity. Their bond thread glowed, now solid, now given weight. His hands came up to frame her face, cold, elegant fingers and palms against her jaw. Her silver-white hair spilled over his hands. His shadow tattoos glinted. Violet motes gathered around them like petals toward a center. She pressed her hand flat to his chest, over the bare, shifting ink of the death fire that lived beneath his skin. The violet gold kindled where she touched. Her life force rose and reached toward him, not giving, not taking, but creating the current that had been waiting, unnamed, between them.
There.
Noel.
Their faces inches apart. The violet-silver bond now a solid, pulsing line of light, no longer ambient, no longer thread. Given body.
Yes?
Both eyes closed softly, and the realm held its breath. The rolling void, the violet motes, everything suspended, motionless, framed around two figures at the center of the vast bowl of dark. Alone, connected, still. This was the lesson. In darkness, the shape you claim, the intent you hold, and the one who holds you at the center of it, carried.